everybody, welcome to another show. Today we are going to be talking about Facebook, a little bit about Snapchat. I'm going to completely avoid Instagram, and then we're actually going to talk about an app that's really awesome that we've been looking for that you just can't have. So with that, guys, I want to welcome you to our show. This is Talk Social News. My name is Jonathan Tripp. This is our Friday edition wrap up. And if you haven't already, make sure you share this out on Facebook or Twitter, wherever you guys are watching this. I'd really appreciate it if you would share it today. Today I'm wearing not a cable knit sweater, just a regular sweater, because part of it, this is the post-Halloween apocalypse. This is all downhill. This is the countdown to Christmas, and the great debate starts now. And I'd love to hear your guys' comments right off the bat. Is it time to put up your Christmas ornaments and Christmas decorations and play the Christmas music and all this kind of stuff? Or is that reserved for immediately the day after Thanksgiving? At least, and I know I'm talking to the United States, the US holiday tradition, but come on. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking right off the bat, because guess what? This is an important debate. And on my wall is another one that's kind of related to the sweater weather. But you got to go over, be able to see that. I did not grab a screenshot of this, because guess what? It's really just kind of that important that you're going to need to go on over and check it out. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining us this morning. You can wait till after. I think so. I think you can wait till after Turkey Day. I think so. My way to go. But anyway, thanks. Let's see here, Donna, and I see Tish watching. Let's see here, who's over on Periscope. I got to refresh that page. Thank you guys for the couple people you guys are watching as we're getting going here on our Periscope channel. And I don't know if you guys know this. We have a YouTube channel. I don't know. You can go on over to that if you want. Just search for VitMug on YouTube. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. We've launched about 2 weeks ago, and we've been just kind of sending the word of mouth out, getting ready to do a little bit more, and we do have some more stuff going on right now. So anyway, if you guys are watching, I'd love to. I'm just trying to catch up on. There we go. Awesome. Everything is loaded and live this morning. All right. So where are we in the day? All right, guys. My name is Jonathan Tripp. I am the host of Talk Social News. Talk Social News is a weekly broadcast about the latest in live streaming and social media for brands and businesses. This is a way for you guys to catch up instead of having to read the 8,000 articles that I try to read every week. Trying to prep for this show and try to figure out what in the world is going on. All right. I do want to encourage you guys to subscribe, because we have two editions of this. We have the Monday afternoon, sometimes Monday morning, depending on how much coffee I've had. And also we do the Friday morning, which is our wrap up. And that's the show that you're watching and or listening to. Every broadcast of Talk Social News is brought to you by VitMug, and VitMug is a full-service digital production and consulting company. You guys, look us up over on VitMug.com. We put up some old episodes of Let's Livestream, one of the other shows that we produce and that I host, for your viewing pleasure. Also, as we start to fill out the content on our new website. So if you feel like it, you can go over there and sign up for our email list as we make that part of the service that we provide. But we do love to work with clients, helping you get from the idea, the conception of it, all the way to the execution in your content creation, and we're going to help you fill those gaps and make it. So go on over, vitmug.com, reach out to us. We would love to be able to work with you in your brand. All right, guys, this morning we do have a lot of stuff. I use a service called Feedly to try to help aggregate. There's just so much news that's going on. Oh my goodness, there is just so much going on. We've got everything going on today, from Twitter, and we've deleted accounts. We've got apps that you just can't use. Facebook and their earnings. So I want to start off right off the bat with Facebook, guys. 10.1 billion as ads. Okay, that's the revenue from ads. Not their overall, they actually make more money, but this is $10.1 billion from ads. And you guys thought that was a problem. Well, here's the real problem. their user base is growing faster than they can actually serve these ads. So what's going to end up happening is that ad space is limited, and that means, yeah, that's right, you guessed it, prices are going to go up. So if you haven't already jumped on the bandwagon, or if you start to see these ads that the advertisements to you claiming that they're able to get your ads in front of hundreds of thousands of people, and they've been able to generate so much money, well, guess what? Those claims are about ready to go way out of proportion, because it's going to be way more expensive to start doing Facebook ads. We all knew this was going to be happening, and now is the time when we're also going to be hearing all of the I told you so's for people that say, oh, you should have been driving traffic to your own website. You should have been getting your own email list, or you don't rely exclusively on Facebook for your content. Yes, these are all true, and this is just part of the market where what we're seeing is that, guess what? Now there's more competition for the same amount of eyes. And $10.1 billion certainly is quite a big number. But here's what's not quite as big is their growth. It's actually down a little bit. They're not earning quite as much at quite the same pace that they were. But year over year, oh, it's almost a tenfold increase. So good job on Facebook for growing their ad market. Having said that, let's go over to, do you remember about a week or two ago where Twitter shockingly announced that its revenues were up? And this was great news. We all love to hear it, because this was part and parcel with something else that we had seen from Twitter, was that it was changing some of the ways that it was going to be allowing and interacting and allowing their user base to post, and the rules that it was going to require you to post. And it had put out a long list over the rest of this year, 2017, of things in the timeline that's going to be changing. And one of them just clicked through, and it's really one of the ugly sides of social media, and particularly on Twitter, where it now is implementing one of the other rule changes. And this time they're trying to tackle the issue of revenge porn. And this is really it's a horrible thing, because this is really just a digital form of bullying, but taken to such a deep and personal level, through embarrassment and through just exploitation. And so they are now, I'm glad to see this. This is one of those things that we've been hoping and desperately wanting to see, that Twitter is in fact actually not just saying that they're going to make changes and make some cursory, some fluffy kind of changes. Now it's actually saying, look, you cannot do this, and we're going to be implementing ways to do this. Now, you may not see it called revenge porn, and I want to make sure that that if you are looking for this and seeing like how is Twitter making these changes, look for the term intimate media. Apparently that's the term that we're going to be using. So between intimate media and Me Too as a hashtag, I think you're going to be able to see some of the changes that are being made. Let's keep moving on. One of the other things I'm going to completely skip over all of the Instagram news that I really want to talk about, because I like Instagram. If you guys didn't already know this, I like it. It's one of my favorite platforms. I message on it every day. It's not the greatest messenger, but guess what? It's where I'm connected the most with people. But one of the other things that I wanted to talk about was, apparently, and I don't know how many of you guys actually knew this, and I want to kind of catch up on some of the comments you guys have been dropping over there. Is how many of you guys have Facebook Messenger? How many of you guys actually watch or have Facebook Messenger? And use it on a pretty consistent basis? I'm not really sure that everybody uses it. I had messaged a friend of mine a couple of weeks ago, and thinking I knew they have a Facebook account. I know they're personal friends of mine. I messaged them, nothing. I got nothing back, and I checked. I was like, oh, maybe they're just like busy, sick over the weekend or something like that. Didn't even see the message. And then I got to be thinking, like, is this the right guy? So I double checked. I did a little bit of Facebook stalking, just make sure if I actually had messaged the right account. Sometimes that happens, right? People have this very similar names. Checked in it. Nope, didn't even see it. It's the right guy. Okay. And then I saw it. he doesn't actually have Messenger installed. And all of a sudden the world went silent because I realized that he's one of those people. They don't have Messenger on their phone. Which, by the way, if you are on a mobile, that's really the only way to be able to use Messenger. It's through the app now. And it really hit me hard to realize that I knew somebody doing what I do in the messages and the fields that I'm in, that one of my friends did not have Messenger. And so you know what I had to do? I had to wait till I saw him face to face because I didn't have his number. I didn't actually have his cell phone number. And I didn't know what to do. And here I am looking at him face to face and trying to ask him why in the world doesn't he have Messenger installed on his phone. And it was such an awkward conversation. And so I'm just going to ask you, please now be part of more than half of the country that uses Facebook Messenger. To the point where, guess what? I actually use Messenger now as the main way that I talk with people on the phone. Now, isn't that weird and scary? I don't like answering the phone that people dial my phone number. I don't know why. But when you call me on my Messenger, I think that's awesome. Hey, cool. Let's talk. And maybe that's what maybe if you want to get a hold of me, that's the way to call me. Don't call me on the antiquated mobile phone with all those numbers and stuff. No, just go over to Messenger, look me up, scan, and then call me. That's the way to get a hold of me. Until that becomes also too saturated, and I don't want to do that. Very much like a lot of the chatbots now, which are kind of cool, but guess what? It's just temporary. Much like Snapchat Spectacles, kind of cool at first, and when you realize that now a little bit later, what is it? I saw the number. It was 0.08% of Snapchat users actually bought those camera sunglasses, and then they have a stock full of them sitting around in some warehouse in boxes somewhere that will probably never get used, and then they will be one of those items that I would put on my shelf. So, having said that, I think now we need to get on to one of the biggest and most important debates that have rolled out this week, okay? And that is the cheeseburger debate. How many of you guys are even clued in that this was actually a thing? I actually missed the front end of it, and it wasn't until there was the dancing hamburger emoji from Snapchat that I realized that this is apparently really a thing, and we actually do need to address this because I think this is a little bit more serious. Because earlier, and I even think, and I want to verify this with somebody else, and you guys can look it up right now if you want, right? Here's the thing, right? Apparently, I think today is actually International or National Sandwich Day, and I think a hamburger actually, I think it qualifies as a sandwich. But here's the problem: both Apple and Google released emojis of hamburgers. Okay. And more specifically, actually, cheeseburgers. And I need to be really clear about this because this is very important. The details are actually really important in this, okay? Now, you're going to have to go out, and I did not grab the infographic on this, but apparently Apple and Google cannot build a cheeseburger. So don't work for those companies and never go out on one of the company cookouts, okay? Because Google, when they build their hamburger, puts the cheese on the bottom, and then puts the hamburger on top of it, and then puts the tomato and lettuce, right? That's totally wrong, okay? And then Apple, they do it even worse, okay? They put the lettuce first, and then they put the hamburger, and then they put the cheese on top of that with the tomato on top. Guys, this is absolutely wrong. This is ridiculous, and this is where Snapchat actually stepped in, and they decided that they're going to set everybody straight, and they did the greatest trolling that I've seen of Google and Apple, where they released their own version of a Snapchat lens of the dancing cheeseburger, and it actually it had it. I think they did it the right way, but actually that's why I say they're trolling. But Microsoft, by the way, for the record, is the only company that knows how to build a cheeseburger emoji. And the correct order for everybody, if you don't already know, it's hamburger, cheese, tomato, lettuce. There is no other way to do it that's correct. And I'm so glad that we had this conversation about this on social media, because without it, I mean, who knows what would happen. But really, guys, my point is that what, like, are we in the day and age now that we're arguing over emojis? And apparently, yes. Yes, we are. And I think if we can all keep it lighthearted, it's actually pretty fun. It's actually kind of fun way to be able to, create these interactive emojis. And Snapchat got it right on. I think they won this, just at least not just because they used an emoji, but because they have AR dancing hamburger, cheeseburger emoji. All right, guys, with that, let's move on. Talking about, this is another thing I just wanted to put out there. And if you guys didn't already know, a lot of people, even though if you're not US based, WhatsApp is actually a very, very popular app, not so much in the US, but overseas. And one of the things that WhatsApp it's gone through a lot of difficult times, because in some of the countries they've really come into a lot of restrictions. I think Brazil is one of them, and I have a feeling that Russia is going to be another one where they don't like the end-to-end encryption. They don't like this app being used because you can't check it. There's no way of monitoring it and to make sure that no illegal activities and things like this. And what WhatsApp officially launches the unsend feature for deleted messages. Now, how interesting is that? Okay, so there is some importance when you send something. It's like unsending an email. How many of you guys have ever done that, where you've sent the wrong email to the wrong person? Wish you could just, like, you as you clicked it, you realized you were sending the wrong thing, but it was too late. It was already sent. Well, this same kind of a feature. Maybe you sent it in a message. You sent the wrong. Maybe you sent a password and you didn't mean to, or you sent the message to the wrong person and you thought you were in the wrong group chat or something. So this is the way you can delete it. It does say from reports that that it just says right in the message. It actually doesn't like make it look like it disappeared. It actually just will have a message in there that says this message was deleted. And I think that's a cool thing. I like that. I want to be able to see. I like that flexibility, where you actually personally have control over what's being sent, and then how people are able to keep up with it. Periscope now ups the payouts for broadcasters on the sales of Super Hearts. Okay, and then apparently there's reported some holiday bonuses, and I think it's kind of cool. I like that. How many of you guys have heard of or have ever used Super Hearts? All right. Now this is a way to. This is Periscope's version of the Busker feature, and they're trying to help a lot of their content, regular content producers, those with a significant audience or a regular audience, a dedicated viewership, where they want to help. Now here with Let's Livestream, or on our Let's Livestream Periscope channel, all I asked for is just regular hearts. And a couple of weeks ago, Sabrina Cadini actually helped us get over that 300,000 heart mark, and that was just kind of cool. I appreciate it. I love it. It's a very fun thing to be able to do. But there are some people that they put so much time and effort that they kind of need a little bit more. And revenue sharing, well, I think this is one of the options that has really made some of the difference. And I don't know that anybody's making a living off of it. I just think it's part of, and as they say in the industry, it's one of the revenue streams that we enjoy with our business. So I do like to see that. I'm glad to see that Periscope continues to make that mark. And if you haven't already, why don't you share some out? Now, not in social media news, but this is AI, and this gets into some of the other kind of news things. That this is a technology that's actually going to influence the way we use social media. And how many of you guys have heard NVIDIA? They're typically and regularly traditionally known as the company that makes graphics cards. They've actually come out now with a chip, significantly a chip that runs an electric car, and all of the calculations that need to be made for that. So that's one of them. NVIDIA actually talks about they have now created a new AI that that makes people up that have never existed. So if in and I will share this out because this is kind of a cool one. I'm looking at the picture, and what they did is that this AI software made pictures of people that don't exist. It's like an artist that makes a landscape up that has you can't find anywhere. I mean, but yes, it has trees, it has mountains and skies, and maybe maybe a river going through it. Well, the same thing, but the difference is this isn't a person making it, this is an AI making it, and they're actually making celebrity pictures of people that don't actually exist. They're just compilating it from all of these other images that it knows. And this to me is fascinating, also coming on the heels of that there's an AI robot now that's gained citizenship in Saudi Arabia. And if you haven't already seen that, that is also that's an interview that's been going out. Guys, I think that's crazy. I think it's crazy. Now, how are we supposed to know who's real and who's not? And I don't mean just because of chatbots, but I mean just because of like images. So I mean, there's a lot to be said for where this industry is going, and you guys got to stay up. You guys got to pay attention. So anyway, I want to say hi to let's see, over on Facebook I see William and Tish and David Vaughn, Alfredo. Brigetti, thank you for joining us today, guys. I love it, the fact that we've got a good handful of you guys watching, and I know on Periscope, I know we've got a good bunch of people over there watching us. So one of the things now, and I've got a couple more things just very in passing. How many of you guys take online payments in your business? How many of you guys actually take online payments? And I think it's really important that we talk about this, because guess what? In the digital age, when we take online payments, for a service rendered or for a product delivered or something like this, or even just as like a donation, and I bring up all those different situations, those different ways of receiving money for the reasons why, is because we're getting into the world where digital currency is becoming almost a mandatory thing. Okay, it's becoming really important that we account for this in our businesses. And one of the points is that oftentimes when we talk about like these cryptocurrencies, digital currencies, things like Bitcoin, particularly, is probably the most famous, although there are dozens of these cryptocurrencies being used and launched on a weekly, if not maybe monthly basis. But Bitcoin, it's gaining some real traction, where Bitcoin for the first time ever hit $7,000 per coin. And this is significant in that people are using it and trading it. And I have to confess, like even like I've read into it. I know Kiki Shear, she is writing a book on cryptocurrencies, and she does a fairly regular video series talking about cryptocurrency. You can actually, I find that I actually watch video, and I can't believe I'm saying this, I actually watch her video on LinkedIn. And I never thought of LinkedIn as the place where I'm going to go watch somebody's video, but Kiki puts it up on LinkedIn, and I enjoy watching it. I don't always. I feel like I'm still really in that educational mode where I'm still learning so much about it. And right now, I'd be honest, like Kiki, she's my go-to for learning more about cryptocurrency. And she is writing a book, and when she actually releases that, and I actually think it's going to be in the next. She's on it. She's on a writing hall right now, she said. So I'm going to be, I'll be reading that, or can't be waiting for that to be coming out very shortly. And last but certainly not least, as far as these news goes, congratulations to the Houston Astros for the first ever World Series win. If you're a Dodgers fan, I'm sorry. Guess what? It's going to happen, and that's the way it is. But how many of you guys actually thought that they would win? I know a whole bunch of my friends said they would get swept away, and now now it's just it's a rebuilding year for every team out there, because who would have guessed it that the Houston Astros would have won the World Series this year? I actually completely missed the World Series. Having said that, if you're on Periscope, would you please do me a favor and share this out? We've got a couple more updates to do. And there we go. So now we have a couple of other, I think, way more important things to talk about, right? If you guys don't already know this, Talk Social News is a show that we have on Mondays and on Fridays. And if you're listening or watching to this, this is the Friday edition of this show. We do try to come up with some fun, interesting, maybe a little offbeat news, but something that hopefully it's relevant and helpful for you. So if you don't already, you go on over to VitMug, our fan page on Facebook, or if you want to, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you're going to get, but if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, before I even finish that, you have to click the little bell, because otherwise you're just subscribed and you may or may not actually hear or know of what we're doing. But you need to subscribe. We really appreciate it about the, for the subscribers that have, huge thank you. It's super. It really is great to see a community kind of start to come around us. Now this week, Streamed is our tech walkthrough that we do every week. We do once a week. We do it live because we want to grab your questions and actually take you through what's going on with a particular product, maybe an app review. Jen Nelson is traditionally she's the host of it. I'm going to be hosting it this week because she's in California at some wine blogging events and marketing events, and she's going to be on the road. So that means I get to take over. And when I take over, that means I get to do anything I want. So let me just put it out there. If you guys have a walkthrough you guys want me to do, or maybe an app you want me to review, you drop it in the comments somewhere, or message me, or get me in contact with somebody, because I'd love to be able to do that. Because I would love to know what you guys think, and to be able to go and do that, something that you guys actually find helpful. Also, this coming week, we have Leslie Nance on for Let's Livestream. I have been looking forward to this. Leslie is a great speaker. She's very inspirational for just taking care of your body, coming from where she was in the world. Now I think her official title, or one of her official titles, is that she is a certified cancer coach. Now, at first I was like, what does that mean? And so that's actually gonna be one of the things that I want to know and learn more about as we talk with her. She's going to be the guest this week. By the way, guys, if you haven't already, and you can go to and view on our YouTube channel the last episode of Let's Livestream, and Amir Zanozzi from Zoomf we had a really great talk with him, just learning more about analytics and storytelling in the analytics, because sometimes these numbers can be horribly scary and wicked boring. And I have to say this, Amir is, if anything, the complete opposite of that. And so I really had a really great time learning more about him and his in Zoomf and all of the analytics that went through. I'm going to be doing a special live announcement of because somebody that was participated in the Let's Livestream Twitter chat is going to receive a free month of their service at whatever package, whether it was the marketer, the campaign, or the enterprise level of Zoomf, and to get a better, and they're actually going to get a personal walkthrough either through Amir or one of their other analysts and product specialists. So guys, there is a lot to be said for this. So if you haven't already, guys, this is something that we do every week, Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. We do it live on our social channels. We do it live, and as well as a Twitter chat on our Let's Livestream Twitter account. So with that, there's a lot to be said. There's a lot going on, and I didn't even cover half of the stuff that was put out for social media news. I have to save some of it though for Monday, as well as a lot of the Monday and weekend edition stuff that comes up. That's our Monday show. That's our next show, and I really hope you guys spend some time doing that with us. We do have quite a bit of fun doing these broadcasts. I know I personally do. Next up, and it's going to be launched here in a little bit. And I think David Vaughn's actually watching our Facebook. Would you be able to put that link, drop that link in, because we're going to be doing a show. Maybe I don't know if it's going to be different, but we are certainly going to be talking about Instagram. So all the Instagram news that I've been wanting to talk about, we're probably going to get it in there. And there's probably going to be a lot of insults, snarky comments, and I will be drinking the rest of that coffee in the show. And by the way, that's how long we know the show is. It depends on where I'm at with my coffee. But if you haven't already, guys, I really appreciate it. Subscribe and share this broadcast out. I would love to have a good handful of you guys join us again week after week. You guys are such faithful listeners and watchers, commenters and sharers. I have to say it really does make all the difference, and it's so encouraging to see you guys come back and be able to watch our shows. If there's anything that you guys would love us to talk about, or if there's a particular piece of news that you want us to look at, or if it's a tech walkthrough, reach out to us, comment us, send us a message either on our VitMug page or over at whatever the social channels. You can message me directly. You could even call me, and that's I don't know if you really want to. I wouldn't. No, don't call me because I'm really awkward on the phone for when trying to talk with people. But anyway, let's see here. I'm trying to catch up with some of your guys' comments and things like that. You guys are great watchers. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Tish, thank you so much. Totally with you on the coffeeholic. Here's here's our mug shot for the day. Let's see here. Anything else other than that? There we go. I see David Vaughn's The After Show. Going to be going live today at 10:45, so that's in about 15 minutes. And then we'll go live with that show, and I want to encourage you, if you haven't already, Alfredo, you're saying look at the Twitch affiliate or partner programs that would help support live streamers. That's actually a really great topic. I actually like that. That's a very interesting thing to be able to bring up. And maybe I'll do that. Actually sounds like it's something that I need to do a longer series on, just to be able to look at the different ones. I love it. Okay. Waiting for the robot to walk behind the podium. Okay. Yep. I see that. Guys, thank you so much for watching us today. We are going to be, if you guys don't already know, I go live at least 3 times a week. VitMug produces 4 of these shows in the week. We do this so you guys can stay up on the content that's being made. Hopefully it's helpful. If it is, please subscribe to our YouTube channel over and just search for VitMug on YouTube and you'll see us. It's got that mug. It's got that mug on it. Guys, I really hope that you guys have a great day. Thank you guys for watching. It really does make it makes it fun, and we love building the community that we have. And so with that, I'm going to say, guys, thank you so much. You guys take care.